back in the marina. Can you see the full moon? There we go. So good morning, happy Sunday. We decided to come back to the marina because it was pretty stormy and rocky and rolly the night that we went out to Christmas Cove, and there was more storms, and we saw some things of maybe some like water spouts. They're supposed to hit like 50 miles an hour wind. We're like, let's just come back to the marina. So we did that last night, had a good dinner on the boat and just relaxed the rest of tonight. So I am up and at 'em on this happy Sunday. Again, if you are new to my channel, I'm Connie Kircher. I'm an elite entrepreneur coach where I serve women in terms of helping them scale out their strategy in marketing, in sales, and in retention. And so we live full time here in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands. And yeah, we've been doing just a good check-in in this series because I want to document for you all the 75 hard experience. So day 48, it's Sunday. It's going to be a reset day. I'm on the walk this morning so that I can get the outdoor check box done because it does look like it's going to rain the rest of today. So then we're going to go to Mountaintop, which we've never been there before, with our friend that's here from Colorado, and then go to Sapphire Beach for live music. So I give all of that flow to go, again, Sunday's our day off. We're going to do a lot of, friends activity, relaxing today, but you don't ever completely avoid. You don't ever completely procrastinate, right? It would have been easier to sleep in, maybe go, I'll figure out my, outdoor workout later in today. But last night when I saw the weather, I was like, I know I'm not going to want to walk in all that rain and lightning later in the day, even if it's at the beach. And so, a lot of the encouragement of this series is to make sure that you figure out, what causes you to procrastinate. And I know my procrastination personality is twofold. It's usually I don't like the feeling of being told. So it's like I avoid kind of the authority or feeling like I have to do something. I definitely want to feel like I'm empowered to do that. So when I feel any resistance, I sometimes go like, is it I get just frustrated or resistance over, power over? Is that why I'm procrastinating? Or is it truly anxiety, right? Like I'm making it worse than it can be, worse than it would be, than if I would have just done it right now and take the initial plunge, take the initial uncomfortability, take the initial, frustration, if you will, or, anxiety off the plate. So the rest of the day I can go, okay, I don't even have to worry about that, right? So we're going to make a turn here. Look how calm the water is. Yeah, it's been a really beautiful morning, actually, like a little bit of a breeze. I've gotten quite a few laps in already before I started the video, and then it looked like it was maybe going to start to rain. So I was like, we're going to do it right now. So tell me how your weekend is going. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a, comment in the comment section of how have you been doing in terms of you not walking through procrastination. It's so important that you know your procrastination personality type. And for me, like I said, I know I'm a big anxiety-driven procrastinator, that I make a mountain into a molehill, if that makes sense, if you have that personality type. So it's easier for me to eat the frog, metaphorically, earlier in the day so I can get all of my deliverables, all the things that are quote-unquote could stress me out or needs to get completed. I just know my personality, it works better to get it done way earlier in the day. So two other kind of nuggets as we're diving into Sunday is, remember how I talked about you really just have to show up, even on your days off, and really in the days that you want to, make a big difference, make an impact, chip away, on things that are sometimes boring, right? So doing my walk every single day as part of 75 Hard is potentially perceived as boring, right? Like I know that there's nothing exciting about the walk. I listen to a good podcast again. I love moving, my body and being able to be outside, but ultimately it's just a lot of repetition, right? 48 days in and we're still just walk in for the outside, because that's really the equipment, that I have access to and availability to. So when you think about your personality of why you procrastinate, maybe it's boredom. Maybe you have such a low tolerance for boredom that you check out or you don't even start. And that's like a real question I want you to ask. So if you're watching this video live or you're watching the recording, check in with yourself of one, do you not like the power over or authority over? Because then if someone feels like they are telling you to do something or the idea wasn't yours, you'll avoid it because you just don't like that feeling of not being able to say like, am making that choice. Well, ultimately then make the choice and decide that that was your decision and take ownership of that, right? That's a way to navigate that procrastination personality. But the second one is really, if you are just so stubborn that you don't like to do things that are boring, I'm telling you, freedom comes from doing the same things over and over and over and over and over and one more time over again. So I just can't encourage enough for today's video that if you feel like you are a huge procrastinator, you said you were going to do some stuff this weekend, you said you were going to get to those projects this weekend, you said you were going to go to that yoga class this weekend, maybe work through and build tolerance up. It's a skill set. Build tolerance up for you to be able to say, you know what? I know that I am kind of bored with this project. I know that there's a lot of repetition. I don't necessarily feel like it. But on the other side of that, what's worse, right? Having the boredom feeling or having the resentment towards yourself that you're not going to get it done and that you didn't follow through one more time, edifying that you don't follow through. That feeling, I'd rather avoid that feeling tenfold than ever say, I'm going to step forward and just take 10 minutes doing something. Take one door to do something, no matter if there's going to be judgment, no matter if I feel uncomfortable with it, no matter if I don't necessarily feel like it. I am kind of in a boredom place. How can I make it exciting? But I'm going to tell you for this Sunday, the takeaway for today's video, as we've documented every single day, right, is that you've got to step into a space where boredom is not something you avoid. Like, write that down, reflect on that today. If you have a big procrastination problem, you've got to make sure that if you really, step into the best version of yourself, there are going to be a lot of parts that you are just doing the same things over and over. The greatest things I've ever built for my businesses, for myself, for my health and wellness journey, for my relationships is sometimes boring. It's sometimes the most basic things to make sure that I get them completed. But if I didn't do those things, we wouldn't be here today. Okay, we wouldn't be here even close to today. So the acceptance of, if you have a procrastination personality, which we all have, you just got to figure out the tricks to work around that, okay? It's not like I don't have procrastination still wired in me, because your body just wants comfort, right? Your body doesn't want to feel pushed, right? It's going to fight or flight. So what you do is you just keep leaning in to a place that you're like, I'm going to push the edge a little bit. I know that I'm bored. I know that I'm checking out, but I'm going to keep showing up. And so if you can keep saying that to yourself, I really would encourage you to reflect on that. Is why do you keep thinking boredom is something that you can avoid? It's being an adult. There's so many things in my life that I don't necessarily want to do, don't feel like doing. It's not maybe exciting, but let me tell you, the 2 hours today of me being able to do the bored, monotonous things, and probably one more hour, for work related, just getting things set for tomorrow, will allow me 8 hours of freedom today. That's a good ROI of boredom. So let boredom start being your friend. Let the monotonous things stop being from a place of rejection, and I'm not going to do those, and it's not worth my time. All of those are excuses. And we definitely don't do that. Okay? We definitely live and breathe in a place that when you wake up, you go, where's my procrastination, meter for the day? Sometimes it's really high. Sometimes it's kind of lower, right? Like you're just excited to move forward, take some steps for your health and wellness journey, take some steps in your business, expand your network, follow through on the CRM system. There's some days that you don't sit in procrastination because you're excited. There are some other days though that I can tell you, clients, including myself, that you just wake up and you're just like so heavy in procrastination. Do a self-check on yourself to go, am I avoiding boredom? Is that what I'm trying to, move on from or avoid at a high rate? Or am I honestly just wanting to buck the system? I'm not wanting to be told what to do because my calendar is telling me, because my coach is telling me, because my trainer is telling me. And so I have initial resistance. If that's part of your personality, you need to ask yourself this question. But by doing the thing that is recommended or doing the thing that the calendar is telling you to do, make sure that that isn't your stopping point. Right? Like when I look at my calendar and it's telling me what to do in the business because I've structured it in a way that I have a process and a flow so that we can live fully nomadic, right? Like when I, get frustrated of like, man, I have to do this for the business. I have to do this for 75 hard, even though we have friends in town or I want to sleep or I want to do something else. I always remember that procrastination, side of me is trying to wiggle out of something that ultimately is not going to serve me. So do some procrastination reflection today. I'm going to turn around so you can see the sunrise coming up over here, which is like just so beautiful. I have 8 more minutes of this walk, so I am going to close it out on this video here. Again, if you have not liked or subscribed, would love to get your support. Again, we're on day 48 of 75 hard. If this is the first time you ever watching my channel, again, I live, breathe, model, do all the things about building habits that are the best CEO habits for yourself and best CEO habits for your business, and really taking the time to build in sustainable action steps for you to thrive, no matter what season of life you are, no matter how old you are, no matter where you live, making sure that you're always taking care of things, even if they're perceived bored. So I'm gonna go finish this walk. I will see you all tomorrow for a bright and wonderful Monday. If you can believe it, it'll be day 49, creeping up to that day 50, and do a little procrastination check and go do the boring things. If you leave with nothing else in this training video, go do the boring things. All right, y'all, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.